everyone, and welcome back to the 12 Days of Christmas. If you're new here, my name is Melanie, and for 12 days I am sharing all things Christmas inspiration and ideas. So today I'm sharing my top tips on styling garlands. So I'm going to style this piece of garland back here. I'm going to tell you what I look for, what I'm looking for, pieces of garland to style, and show you 3 different ideas on how you can make the same piece of garland look totally different. So let's get started. At the Millionaire House. So we are a day or 2 into the 12 days of Christmas, and so far I know for sure you've seen the tree, and we've got this beautiful red and white Nordic wood sort of feel going on. So today I'm going to style this piece of garland, but first a huge thank you to today's video sponsor, which is Grandin Road. Grandin Road is not paying me to do this video, but they did send me some beautiful pieces to share with you this year, and this happens to be my all-time favorite piece of garland. You've seen me use it for years now in different ways and different garland designs on this mantle. So I've got a fresh piece to share with you. I love this garland because it looks so realistic standing alone. It doesn't need anything to be absolutely beautiful, and it doesn't need to be stacked. Normally I will have to bunch together several pieces of garland to make it look really full, which is how I prefer my garland to look, but this is only one piece of garland that I'm using today, and as you can see, it's beautiful. It's cascading. This is a 6-foot cascade. I do have it plugged into my mantle, but other than that, that's it. So a couple of things that I look for when I'm using or picking out garland. I like quality Christmas decor. That does not mean it has to be expensive. What I mean is there are a couple extra steps that the designer takes to make the garland look as realistic as possible. One of the things that Grandin Road does that I love with this specific piece of garland that makes it look so realistic is that they incorporate several different tip textures on each of the tips. And so not only does it feel a little bit different when you feel it, but visually it's absolutely stunning. And it's what makes it look so real to the untrained eye, or even to an eye like mine. So one of the things that I look for in the quality is how many different tip textures there are. And I'll take you up close. I believe there's 4 or 5 in this one. I also like the versatility of this one. The cascades are just a very classic look, and you can really change that around to make it whimsical, or I sprayed these one year, flocked them, and I had this really cool flocked look going on. But I love these. They're great for staircases. They're great for mantles. So that's a little bit of what I look for when I'm searching for garlands. So I'm going to cheat a little bit. This is actually the first look. Because like I said, this garland is so beautiful, it doesn't really need anything else. So it's pre-lit. All I did was shape it. It does not come in the box like this. It comes in the box all crinkled up. In fact, let me show you. Okay, so this is for all of you who may get discouraged when you pull a piece of garland that you ordered out of the box and it looks so amazing in the catalog, and then you get it and it looks like this. Hang on. This one's going on the stairs, so I haven't even opened it yet. Comes with a lovely little note that explains that the garland is not going to look how it looks in the catalog until you put your hands on it. So this is how it looks. Ooh, it's all bunched up together, right? So there's a lot of work that needs to be done. So, and here's a really close look at all the different fur types. There's 1. There's 2. There's 3. I like to use this one for the handles a lot. Here's the 4th one. It's got some brown in it. And I believe there may be 1 more, but you've got to touch every single stem in here and shape it to make it look like you want it to look. So that's one of the steps that I always recommend that I see people skip a lot. They'll just pull a garland out and put it up, and they don't take the time to really shape it and give it its due diligence in making it look like it's supposed to look. So just wanted to throw that out there. Now I will set this down, and hopefully the dogs don't think it's a toy. But so yeah, this is the first look. Now I'm just going to start adding my layers. So I said earlier, the tree has kind of a Nordic, in fact, it's a Nordic themed tree. But one of the things that I put on the tree to give the tree a little more dimension this year is this frosted pine garland. So you can see here, it's got these frosted stems or limbs that hang down, and it's also LED lit, and it comes with a battery pack, so you can put this on full time or put it on a timer. I've got it on the tree on a timer, but it just gives some more dimension. So now I'm going to add this into as my first layer on my garland. By the way, if you want to see videos on how I secure the garland or anything like that, I'll have some previous videos linked from years past. This video is not really a how-to with that. It's more just to give you ideas, guys. So let's just say you don't like something I'm doing or something that I'm using. That's okay. You don't even have to tell me because this isn't going to change here. But my hope is that you will walk away with a technique or an idea that maybe you didn't think about before. So what I'm going to do is take this, I'm going to kind of eyeball it because I want it as centered as possible. And then I'm going to take, so on this cascading garland, the base, there are these really long stems that are great to use if you're trying to stay secured on the stairs. So I kind of want this on the top. So I'm going to make a, I think they're called, it's like a trough, like a little valley in here, a little, I don't know, call it whatever you want. The middle part over there, the garland's gonna go, okay? And then I'm going to, here's a big long one right here. I'm gonna just kind of lock it into place. I'm gonna put my battery pack back here. And now hopefully, I don't know what the sun's looking like, but I'm gonna turn it on. If you can't see, I will show a darker lit shot later. It's so hard to film in this room because the sun shines over here most of the beginning of the day, which is the easiest day for me to shoot because the kids are at school. So now this is almost all in, and then I'm just gonna kind of wrap it in there just to make sure it doesn't go anywhere. I really try to make it look like it's a part of the existing piece of garland. That's kind of the trick. So just really weaving it in there, making it look like it's always been one piece. So you have to kind of take your time to do that part. Oh, here's one. I like these. These are the best ones because they're so long. And I'm basically making a loop, putting it, tucking it in like that, okay? So for me, when I'm styling for Christmas, I'm one that's kind of a perfectionist, so I'll start early so I can look at things for a day or two after it's done to make sure I don't want to make any big adjustments before I move forward. Obviously, I can't do that today, but I know how I want this to look, so it's okay. It's okay. Also, if you're new to the channel, you hear the dogs snoring in the background. I have two very snory dogs. Comment below if you know their names. They like to get up under me and take naps, especially the youngest one. You guys know who that is, most of you. Take naps while I'm trying to get work done here. All right. So now, just like that, we have a completely new look for this piece of garland. Oh, here's another one. It's probably the last one I'll tuck in. Yeah. You know, one of the really fun parts of decorating for Christmas is Christmas music. I don't get to listen to the Christmas music when I'm making these videos. So, in my mind, Mariah Carey's playing in my head right now. All right, so now you've got kind of another dimension here. You've got some different looking lights, which really doesn't make that much of a difference during the day, but at night, when you're sitting by your fireplace and you're watching your favorite Christmas movie or you're the Hallmark Channel, you've got these twinkling lights that are just so beautiful when you're making memories with your family. So, all right. So now that that's done, next I'm going to add, I saved some of the bulbs from, make sure you guys can still see me, I saved some of the ornaments from the tree to pull over. Now, normally I would do a lot of ribbon in my garland, but first of all, I don't have much left, so I can't put ribbon in there. So I'm just going to pull some of the elements of the tree over into the garland by using bulbs and some picks that I used in the tree. Let me go grab all the picks so you can see. So I got really aggressive with my tree picks, and this is the only package that I have left. So I may have to go to the store later and pick up a few more, but for the sake of this demonstration, again, just to give you the idea, the technique, and then you can go out and make it your own and have fun with your own garland, okay? So I've been pulling these apart on my tree. It just makes a little bit go a long way. So I think what I'm going to do though is add in my bulbs first, and then I'm going to add in the picks. I will probably stop talking now and just film so that I can get this done, and I'll do a voiceover to talk you through it. Okay, I'm all sweaty. It's almost time for me to stop so I can pick up the kids, but this is officially the second look. Now I can tell you, by the time I'm done with this video and you see the grand finale in the end, I will add a little more white or silver in there. The bulbs that I have right now are a little bit too big to do that, so I'm going to have to dig around in my supply and find some more picks, but I will do that later. It's okay to take a look, take your time, get it right, make it look how you want it to look. So this is look number 2. So for look number 1, it was just a plain, beautiful piece of garland. Look number 2, I added some bulbs and the LED lights with the woodland pieces of All right, so for look number one, it was just a plain piece of garland. Then for look number two, I built in the extra garland with the LED lights, the woodland pieces of wood that you see coming down. And I added some old bauble garland that I had in the garage. And I added a few picks. So now we've pulled in some of those elements of the Christmas tree without using any ribbon. There's a little red, there's a little white, there's lots of sparkle, which I love at Christmas time. So that's it, that's look number two. Now, you could stop here if you wanted. I like to fill in my mantle. So for me personally, in our house, I'm gonna fill in the mantle at the back. Normally I would use an angel back there. If you guys have been with me for a while, have seen her. I think she's going in the kitchen this year. But to incorporate kind of that Nordic woodsy feel, I thought it would be pretty to add a village back there. So I'm going to use the village that we had in the playroom tree upstairs last year behind there, and then I think I'm going to be done. So before I add it in, a little bit about this. I don't want it to take too much away from the garland, so you could add a riser if it's not high enough, but I really just want you to kind of be able to see the tippy tops of this, especially at night because this lights up, and it'll just kind of be peeking in from behind the garland woods. I think it'll be really pretty this year up there, so let's do it.